Good evening, guys, and welcome to Are You Brave Enough? I'm Amy, your host for the night. Tonight, Andy is at a secret location. Can you guess where he is? Tonight, I'm joined in the studio with the lovely Danny. Trudy won't be on tonight as she's been working today and she's been working very hard and she must be very tired. But please share and like and bump up those arts. Right, let's get on with the show. Let's bring on the lovely Danny. And the lovely Andy.
I'm going to change my name. I'm going to put Lovely Dan as opposed to just Dan. I reckon that's a nice little ring to it.
Yeah, why not?
How are you?
Winging it with style. Good, thank you.
Very good, thank
you. Brilliant. How are you, Andy?
Yeah, very well. You okay?
Yeah, good, thank you. So you've
recovering
had to
after Friday night.
Secret location. Do you want to tell about it?
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's a great location. As you can probably see from my surroundings, there's lots of gravestones around me, and it looks very church-like. It's very, very old, 1390s, I believe, or just before the 1390s. The Paratech is going crazy already, so it'd be great to see what you guys are picking up. Some superb history in this place. So over to you guys.
Yeah, right. A lot of people saying good evening and that, so we haven't got any questions just yet, but if anybody has got any questions, please put them in and we'll get Andy to read them out.
Trouble.
And so if you can guess where Andy is, please put them in the connects.
Oh. There's a visit from Peppa. Kat. She's interested in what's going on.
What's a comic?
Huh?
What's a comic?
Got a lot of people saying
Paratech is going crazy.
What's coming out of it so far?
We've got
do
trouble.
some asking out, Andy.
Yeah, of course I can. Calling out. Who's here with me at this moment? Tell me your name. Just got the name Deborah come forward.
Interesting.
Night,
like as in knights in armour.
Is that as I'm going to say knights in armour or knights templar or something like that?
Well, knights is kind of significant for here. Sort of.
Okay.
So work on that if you can pick that up. Phantom has just come out. Great, that's brilliant. If I'm here on my own, fantastic.
You're in for a good night then, Andy?
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, at least it's not dark yet, anyway.
No, but do you know what? It absolutely stinks here. It smells so bad. It's untrue. I might have to move yet, but it's
what, of rotting flesh.
No, I think they got a problem with their loos by the smell of it. It stinks. It really, really stinks. So excuse me if I sort of answer like this.
Jasper.
Jasper has just come out on the Paratech.
Ooh.
What's people getting? What are they picking up? Where am I? Anything?
Well, nobody's got anything yet. They're just saying hello, and Dee's just saying she's got back from
female.
And Julie's asking Dan if he's recovered from Manston yet.
Just about.
Daniel has just come out.
Wow.
Oh, that's what my mum calls me when I'm naughty.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You're in trouble.
Like
do you get naughty, do
no,
you?
I'm generally well behaved.
God, it stinks here. Oh man, it's bad.
Those gates are interesting behind you, Andy.
Do you want to have a look at them?
Yeah.
Okay, so
right. The first name we've got, Julie Connolly said, getting the name Reuben.
Ah, okay, Reuben. Why is she feeling that? Is it just literally just popped into her head?
Yes, that's what she's saying. She's
Difficult.
just got the name Rube. Donna says, I'm getting pressure on my chest. So,
Okay. I mean, I'm getting I'm getting a lot on the Paratech, and just before we kicked off, so that there's some quite threatening words coming forward on
Harry.
that. Name Harry has just come out.
Harry.
Harry, are you here?
Okay.
Can you do something?
Laura is difficult. So, I don't know if that's a name that she's getting or a word that she's getting or anything.
I think that came out on the Paratech
And
a minute ago.
Difficult,
Okay,
yeah.
that's interesting then. And Dee says she's feeling lost and scared.
Okay. I mean, when I turned up
is
here,
that lovely Jane?
it felt really peaceful, and it's now starting to feel a little bit different to that. If I'm honest, I'm starting to feel a little bit headachy.
Wench.
Just got the name
Well,
or the
Julie
word
said
wench.
Lovely. Julie says, I have no idea. The name came through several times, so thought it was worth a mention. So the name Reuben. So hopefully, you never know.
I'm having a look now, seeing what I can find.
Laura's saying she heard it on the Paratech.
Yeah.
And also Jill says, I thought I got Davy. Sounds like a possible surname.
Okay. Something amazing is I've just spotted. I'm right next to like quite a big tomb, and just a minute ago, just before we kicked off, the name Mary come off. I didn't realise. Don't know if you can see it. Look, Mary.
Oh.
Can you see it?
Okay. Yeah. Sarah says she sees weddings, which would probably make sense anyway.
Yeah. We were talking about that, weren't we?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, you did, yeah. Crying also came to me. That's Julie.
Okay. I do feel a bit
And this is quite interesting. I'm getting cannons firing, which is quite interesting.
No, that's really interesting. That's brilliant.
And Julie Connolly says cannonballs.
That's really, really good. Well done, guys. If you can keep working with that, that would be absolutely brilliant. Saying ran now.
If you're getting the words cannons and cannons firing, give us more. Give us more what you're getting, if you can. Chloe said, female energy drawing close to Andy. She's acting as a protector to him.
I might need her in a bit, I think. The way I'm starting to feel.
Quarantine.
Quarantine.
Wow.
Sally House.
Laura wants to know something else.
Sally House.
Laura said, oh, okay. Laura wants to know, are you near a river?
Yeah, we are.
There is a river nearby.
Yep.
And she's got the word lech.
Ooh.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, we're right by a river, actually. Who's here?
Yeah.
Right. Jill Page wants to know, is constable relevant? I couldn't get my words out there.
What?
Well, that's
Constable.
really interesting.
Is that relevant?
Yeah, it could be. It really could be, actually. I'm not sure about exactly where we are, but very close, very, very close to where we are.
Element.
Yeah, definitely really close to where you are. I'm just having a look now if there's some history around it at your location as well.
Okay.
Judy says, I can picture them firing, people falling to the ground and smoke. So I'm gathering that's the ball. So
Yeah. That's really good, Julie. Really, really good.
Abby.
And she's saying, why am I getting sand?
Sand.
Why am I getting sand?
I don't know about that, but to be honest with you, I don't know greatly the history of this, so that could be something.
Ooh. 1 second. Let me have a quick look.
Not unless it's the building's a sandstone
So
building.
the building is made from ragstone, but when it's quarried in thin pieces, sandstone is one of the elements that
You
is related to ragstone. So
Yeah, I was gonna
that's
say,
really
yeah.
great. Well done.
Getting some good stuff, people, aren't they?
Yeah, I was going to say sandstone because a lot
100%.
of these buildings are yellow sandstone, aren't they?
Really, really good.
Ah, hang on.
Sandbags.
Sarah says sandbags around the cannons. It's a possibility.
Interest.
Yeah, no, that's possible. Really possible. Keep working on the cannons, guys, because that's really relevant for here.
It is.
Who's here? Tell me your name.
Connor.
Connor.
Connor's here. Connor.
Right. Diane Tanner says, was Mary
Mary and Nunn. Well, on this, I'm trying to read this gravestone. I can't. I mean, she must have been something or someone of note to have a kind of a tomb of this kind of size.
There is also a bit with Mary. I'm not going to say too much because if I say it, it'd be very quick to start finding out other things connected to it. But Mary has a relevance to when this location was built as well. Which
She's
is
told me to fear me.
Brilliant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're not the one alone.
Yeah, we're okay here. Let us know if you need any help.
It's,
Indeed.
It's just answered
Andy,
indeed.
you're brave. You're brave. Are you near a fort?
I'm just trying to think. No, we're not. Sorry, I didn't mean to be so vague. I was just trying to think if there was one around.
Large.
No, not a fault.
Julie says Nell. Getting the name Nell or Nelly.
Okay.
Nelly.
She says the name Ben.
Ben, are you here? There's a really famous name attached to this place. I'd be so impressed if someone got that. Really would.
Yeah.
Ricky says, "Are you at Fort Orsted?" I don't.
No, I'm
believe
not
we
there.
are.
No, evening, Ricky. No, we're not there, buddy. I'd be running a mile with the spiders from that place.
Julie's got buried, but that's quite kind of relevant, like with the location you're in and that lot.
Yeah.
And Sarah's put, "Is there a bell tower?"
Tablet.
Yes, there is. Hang on, I might be able to try and... I don't know if I can show you. Oh, it's going to give it away. No, I can't. Sorry. Yeah, there is, yeah. I'll show you at the end. It will identify the location too much. Sorry.
Chloe says the.
What would be really great
Okay.
is
Chloe says the name Emery.
I'll get Henry in a second. With the bell tower, it'd be really interesting if you connect to how many bells are in the bell tower, because that would be super impressive if you can pick that number up. It's not really special, but it's just a really nice way to continue to validate some information.
Interestingly, on the Paratech, when it fired up to start with, a number came out, and I couldn't really understand why a number came out. So that would be really good if that's the number. I don't know what that number is.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Henry is relevant
Julie
to this
says-
location as well.
Think about. Sorry, Julie's just said it's a king or something.
Faith.
Oh, a king is buried there. Is that what Julie's saying?
Laura says, I'm sensing people on the river like pirates, but not in the sense of "arr," like more like people that would come down the river, get off the boats and rob, and then escape on the boats again.
Ooh.
Well, I would have thought that's a real possibility, to be honest with you.
No.
Let's...
I've just had another number come up on the Paratech as well,
Okay.
so that'd be really interesting.
Yeah.
Was that set?
Julie is getting Edward, and Jane is getting is Sir
Yes.
Walter Raleigh anything to do with the site?
So Rob Walter.
It's Walter Raleigh.
Sir Walter Raleigh.
Not that I can see just yet, but I will continue looking. I'm just looking at the pirates bit.
Sarah says, I think 4. Then Lynn says 4 bells.
Oh wow!
Julie's saying 3. Roy says hello. Diane Tanner says 9.
Okay.
And Tim says something like beekeeping, and also something like winemaking, going to pour some kind of, and I also am aware of quite that damage and that damage to the building.
Yes, there is damage to the building.
Is
There
that
is
fire?
damage to the building. Let me check if it's fire. But sorry, I was looking at something else. It was okay. Not quite fire. That it probably would have ended in fire, but there's something more significant that caused this damage to the building. Fraser must be psychic because he's trying to word it to me over the Mac.
I've just jumped a mile. Bloody great birds just landed on the grave right next to me, about 3 inches away from me, frightened the living daylights out of me. That's it, singing.
These got weird. Doomsday.
Goodbye.
Oh my god, it's just told me goodbye on the Paratech.
A lot of people in the name 9.
Yeah, well, 9 came out on the Paratech. So I'm hoping that...
Nine isn't the number, but there must be another relevance of 9. So let me have some digging.
It's the time I'm going to be struck by lightning in this place, I reckon.
Jill says, I feel King 2 linked to building or land, and also Roman number 4.
Okay.
Who is getting grave robbing?
Grave robbing.
Yeah. Tim says, where is damage to the building is concerned, it feels like it's aggressive by an allied force or army.
That's good, I think.
Anderson.
Roy wants to know, are you in Pluckley?
Evening, Roy.
Hello, Roy. No, I'm not in Pluckley, Roy. Call yourself psychic?
Julie says, there is something definitive with the cannonballs working on what it is. So
Yeah, that's so good, actually.
just keep going with it, Julie.
7 has just come out, the Paratech.
And Julie says, there is damage to the wall as well?
Okay.
Is there any damage to the wall as well?
Yeah, well, sort of. And let me try. I'm trying not to expose the location. So this looks like it's been damaged and bricked up at some point. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Lightning. So could it been damaged by lightning or something?
Very interesting what you've got there, Jill. Tell us some more.
General.
And Roy says,
Gen-
"Lol, is there 2 gravestones right by Andy?"
I'll take that. I'll take that back. You're very, 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 very good. Yeah, there is, Roy.
Yeah.
General just came out on the Paratech, so how relevant's that?
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
In Chloe's got World War II bomb damage.
John.
John has just come out on the Paratech as well.
John
Tim has
is
said
relevant,
there
by
must
the
have
way.
been
John is very
something-
relevant.
Okay, yeah, that's come out just now.
Tim said there must have been something like archaeology that I couldn't get my words out then. Archaeology that has disturbed energy there.
But I think there's been lots of different things gone on like around this. I mean, it's been here a long old time, and different things have happened here. So possible.
Yeah, 100%. I'd definitely say there's been a few different variations of that throughout the years.
Catherine says, were there monks at one time?
1.
I would have thought almost certainly.
Lynn's got the name Arthur.
Me.
Roy said the Reverend. I die. He says Edward the First. Oh, Roy says the Reverend is by Andy.
Do you feel a little chilly, to be honest with you?
Napping.
Tim says, so you should understand where there were monks or people of religion, you were murdered more than one person.
Oh my God! Fire! We need to go back a couple of paces. Fire. You know, someone's come up with fire earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Tim as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't. I mean, the other side of the wall. There was a big fire recently, like last 2 or 3 years. Sorry, I've totally forgot all about that.
Okay.
But we're close enough for that to be sort of like picking up, because I'm probably realistically only about 20 feet away from that.
No.
But there's a wall between us.
Wow. Okay. Julie says there has been a lot of conflict where you are, Andy. And Laura
certainly
says lots of plague victims in the area.
Yeah,
And
I think that makes
also-
sense.
Yeah. Jill says, I'm getting guards, but for some reason want to say it is in French.
Okay. What is guards in French?
I don't know.
Le garde.
Le garde. Garde.
Oh,
I was going to
Yeah.
say, go on.
The plague victims could be fairly relevant when we think about this building being established just after just after the plague. You know, that could very easily be some of their resting grounds.
okay. Just getting
Di
recluse come
says,
forward.
don't know why. Okay. Don't know what had scarlet fever shouted at me. It's a place of disease.
Just got a really strange name come forward on the Paratech. Elias.
Also, everyone wants you to look out.
Elias.
Elias.
E-L-I. Yeah. E-L-I-A-S.
Elias. Yeah. Look out for unmarked graves. A few souls not at rest, taken too soon.
Okay. I mean, there's plenty of graves. In a little bit, I'll try and do a walk around the whole graveyard, but it's being light. There's a few too many people around the other side at the minute.
Sarah says, feel Andy's being watched from the windows above behind him.
Okay. Feel a little uneasy, if I'm honest.
And Tim says, I feel like I want to talk about English Civil War and connections to Oliver Cromwell.
Wow. It's all I can say is wow.
Party.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. Is there 5 bells? Jill wants to know. And Julie said, tombed.
Amelia.
And Di says,
Amelia.
Catherine and Mary are... What?
Amelia.
Wow.
Just as
Catherine and
Di
Mary
comes
are
on there.
names being said.
Amelia come up just as Di popped up.
Always Amelia, yeah. Wow.
Did you
That's
say
amazing.
Catherine?
Yeah, that Di. Yes, Catherine and Mary.
Right, so Mary's right next to me in that tomb there.
Where's Catherine?
I'm going to have a look in a minute.
Laura says, don't think the Reverend is happy you are there. Thinks this is witch.
Okay.
And Catherine says,
Region.
do you feel a bit
Math.
Okay.
And Julie says, Oliver Cromwell.
Yours.
Right, back to Tim. Right, if I can come back to the English Civil War, they must have been military agents. They're protecting that building.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, what you're saying is absolutely spot on, and I think Dan will back that up when he's had a little look about. There's the bells.
Edward.
Edward has just come out on the paratech.
It's got William, and Anita says Canterbury.
No, I'm not in Canterbury tonight.
No. And Di says French fleur de...
Fleur de lis. What's that?
C.
And Julie says she really doesn't like me, Di, but that's another story. I don't know what that means. And Di says gunpowder.
Yeah, I think that's relevant here as well, Dan, isn't it?
Yeah. And Mary was a nun who nursed people with illnesses like smallpox or perhaps the plague. It was of quarantine.
Interesting, because we got quarantine earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yes, we did. Bridget says she had Edward, and Di
Brilliant.
says Amelia Dyer.
Bridget, we're down your way again soon at the Theatre Royal. It'd be great to see you.
Yeah, and
Links to Charles Dickens.
and Chloe says links to Charles Dickens with the building.
Let me have a look, Chloe.
10.
Di wants to know, can she see the window?
Yeah, hang on, Di.
Paper.
Is that good enough?
Three.
Laura says pilgrims.
Yeah, that's possible.
And Catherine says when the bells were ringing, then got a very sharp pain in my head. There's something negative there with you.
Okay. I do feel a little uneasy with my back to this, actually.
Julie says, I can see someone looking from the arched window above Andy. Is a man.
No.
And
Any
Laura
idea of
says,
a name?
payback.
Yeah, I think we got payback earlier.
Dice. Yeah. And Craig says, Rochester
No.
Church.
No, it's not Rochester, Craig tonight.
Fern says, a strong French connection here.
Now that's interesting
Yeah.
because we had Fleur de Lis earlier, didn't we, as well?
Yeah. Yeah,
Interesting.
Di said for Fleur de Lis. There's a man of importance, Julie says. Di said Edward.
Okay.
A lot of people are saying that they can see someone at the window. And Dee says great expectations.
Necessary.
Ah. Was there a Dickens link, Dan?
Not that I've found so far, but I'm still
Yeah,
looking.
someone said
Yeah,
Dickens.
Chloe said Dickens as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Tim
would have
says
been possible,
people
I think.
seem to be trying to work out where you are. I'm aware of a lot of flat farmlands and farmers being inscripted into the military.
Two.
We're getting some good
Bridget
stuff,
even.
Tim.
Yeah. Roy says a tree with a grave under. And Laura
Does he know
wants
what
to
the
know links
significance
to
of that is?
Gravesend.
Um,
Roy, if you know the
I don't know.
significance, put it in the comments, please.
Yeah, I don't know about the link with Gravesend, to be honest with you. We're a little distance away from it. Not far, but a little distance away.
Yeah. Catherine's got 13th century.
It's 1300s,
Chloe
isn't
wants
it?
to-
The church.
It's the late 1300s. The 13th century would be 12.
Too early. Yeah.
It's too early.
Not bad.
Not far.
Not bad though. Yeah, really close.
Yeah. Chloe wants to know, are you in Dover?
No, I'm not in Dover. I'm a
Laura
little,
says
I'm a little closer to
legendary.
home.
No.
Diane says flagstones in the courtyard.
Good. That is really good. Hang on, I'll show you. They've got a particular name as well, these stones. Really good.
And Denise says the place that is blocked is the north entrance.
Okay, that's really, really good. Really good. Yeah, that's really good.
So,
Actually,
a
I'm going to
lot
try.
of churches, they have a particular door that's...
I'm going to try and show you a
A
sign
lot
without
of
trying to show
churches,
you.
they tend to have...
Did you see that?
Nope.
The name of the place is on the top of the sign, so that's why I did it a little bit strange.
11B.
And so a lot of churches have a door that's locked, that's been blocked up. They call them devil's doors, right?
Do they?
And it's some, I can't remember what. Yeah, a lot of churches have them.
Okay.
Diane's got Folkestone, and Roy's got beheading too. And Catherine wants to know, there's a tunnel there. Or she's saying there's a tunnel.
There is. I know that for a fact, actually.
Yeah.
I've just got the word fear come out.
Oh, where did Dan go?
Dollar.
Dan
I
disappeared
pressed
then.
the back button by accident instead of swiping to the other screen. So now I'm here again.
There it is.
Diane says, Dan, Diane says there's a lovely lady behind you, Dan.
Criminal.
The word criminal's just come out.
Oh,
I'm just going to give you a little look over the wall. Look at that lovely place just behind me as well. Can you see that?
9, 9.
Oh yeah, nice.
I'm just gonna make my
Diane
way round to the door.
says the numbers I heard was 969.
Rapture.
So is there any numbers connected to it? 969.
969.
Julie Connolly, he is walking
Nine.
past each window with his hands behind his back. He's trying to work out why Andy is there.
Yourself. Example.
Right.
Isabella says,
the-
are you in Maidstone?
Here's the north door.
Music.
Wolverhampton.
Catherine says Wall, but that's closer to my neck of the woods.
Wow.
That's the bed.
3:30.
I feel like I'm being followed.
Mm.
No.
Oh,
That's exciting.
bless. Jill says, daughter's baby, maybe it's on its way. Oh, exciting. Keep us posted, Jill.
Angela.
Angela. Ooh.
Angela. I wonder if her daughter's name. Jill, is your daughter's name
Debbie.
Angela? Or Debbie? Debbie's just come out too.
Nice sneeze.
We've not had a birth on the show, have we?
No. Julie's still getting cannonballs.
Yeah, that's so good. That is so good.
Mary. Diane says the priest says it's a forever place of blood and persecution.
Wow.
Limbo.
Limbo.
Denise has said James. Oh God, I've gone too
James.
far now.
James. I've just seen that on a stone.
There's a lot.
Where was that?
Tim's put, feel like you're either in Essex or Cambridgeshire, that
Yes.
area of England, and I'm very close to your location. There is a river.
Yeah, I'm not over that way tonight. But I mean, the information you got there is pretty good with the river and everything. Fear me's just come out again. You know that fleur de lis we was talking about? How is that spelled? How is
Yeah.
the fleur de lis? How is that spelled? The last bit, the lee bit.
Is it Ellie?
Date.
It's Deleyyes.
No, I've just found this.
Fleur.
I've just found that on a gravestone. Look,
Oh wow.
can you see that?
What's that? I can't see it yet. It's frozen.
And it's like I think it's the same thing as.
You.
Is that?
Leyes is how Di's just.
Okay. No, sorry. Incubus. Okay, time
Kathy
to run.
says,
I think.
funny that I had Gravesend and Pocahontas pop into my head. That was Kathy.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Right, I'm trying to.
2.
What was that?
2.
Oh, Di says, don't worry, sweetheart. She's stroking your hair. It looks pure like a granny.
Have you seen my hair?
Was
So
that
Gavin,
for me or was that for Andy?
It wouldn't be for me, mate, would it?
I think that's more. I'm gonna say I don't think it's for
I think
Andy.
that was me. My hair when she said it actually.
He's not even
Something
growing in
like-
one
my hair
strand at a
was- My hair
time.
was itchy, so
It's not too late for furlough.
That's right.
Sorry.
I'm gonna,
Diane's put Ghoster.
Lay.
Geldhurst.
Goldhurst.
Geldhurst. Geldhurst?
Yeah.
You're so northern.
Goldhurst.
That's it. Strange old feeling round here.
Yeah.
Strange.
Dee's put ragstone chalk. Unhappy male following Andy wearing strange hat and headdress. That's Chloe. Right,
I do feel like I'm being followed.
Yeah.
and Tim says, oh, would you know if this religious building was attacked by Vikings?
Was there something on this site before this, Dan? Was this?
Yeah, I'm just having a look now because there was a building on there earlier than this. I'm just trying to see if I can find out that that building.
Wars has just come out. That makes sense.
Laura says misery. Sarah's saying you're being followed, Andy. Julie says running. And is Andy out on location on his own tonight? Tell him to be careful. Yes, he is on location.
Yes,
on his own
Fern. He
tonight.
went out all on his own and didn't tell anyone. And then when he came on, was like, "I'm here all on my own." And we were like, "Why didn't you let us know? We'd have come and helped you." So we've got people on standby just in case.
Thank you, Fern.
Denise put Faith.
Ah, okay.
And Chloe says, I feel this male is marking Andy in as a trespasser, prisoner kind of manner.
Because I think that some of that happened here as well. I think people
Apparently,
were held here.
Andy, you may...
Yeah.
Okay. Fern says you may need help.
Okay. I can run really fast, Fern. Thank you.
Yeah. He hasn't even got Gary there to trip up on the way out. Laura says, I'm sensing that people from nearby gathered in the church to shelter from an attack of some sorts.
Okay, I'm going to go for a walk around the other side of the church, see if you guys get anything else.
Torture.
Torture's just
was
come
that?
up.
Wow.
Salt, torture. It looks a lovely place.
Side.
It's really nice.
It's beautiful.
It's really, really nice.
Edward.
Right.
Edward's
Dee
just come
has
out
said,
again.
wife of Brooke. Okay. Wife Brooke, Lord of Cobham. Whatever that
Cobham?
is.
Cobham.
It's a place.
Is it?
Yeah, and it's not too far away.
And Isabella says, does saltwood mean anything?
So,
Trouble.
okay, Paratech is saying trouble now.
Catherine says, oh my gosh, I got the feeling again with bells. Something happened in the bell tower.
Good.
Paratech's chipping in after that sentence. It just said good as soon as you said that. It's got a warped sense of humour tonight.
Dee, when you said wife of
Roy
Brooke,
Roberts has
Lord
just
of
said-
Common,
Yeah. Roy said, stop.
what were you getting with that on there? Because Brooke as a name is relevant to this location. So it'd be good to expand on what you're getting just there.
Roy says, stop, don't go too far.
Night.
I don't need telling twice.
Night again.
Yeah. Judy says, the building is well protected. That's what I just heard.
Is a never
And
Mary.
He said, is it St James's in Cooling?
No, it's not, but that is a place I want to go to, actually.
watch out for another show. We may be there.
Laura
That's just
says
come up on the
night.
parasect.
Yeah.
Bang.
Night. Did it.
I wouldn't walk too far into
Right.
those graves, Andy.
Okay.
I'd stay on the outside.
Right. So look at this. Look, this gravestone is just says in memory of, and it's blank.
Heard.
Mm.
Okay. Keep him around the edge.
Julie says, is there a connection to London? As that is what I'm hearing.
Well, I think
And
the
Yeah.
Catherine's saying, go
battle
back
would have been-
towards those steps, going down.
okay. This is going to make Roy really happy if he's still on. I've just got the name Jack come forward.
Dee says, so the faith is Faith Brook.
Faith Brook.
Because I asked about the brook, what information
Yeah,
was
yeah.
on the brook.
Laura says she's picking up a small boy. It's Victorian clothes and flat cap.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Amanda says St Mary at Mary Magdalene's Church.
Not there. Who wanted me to go to these steps?
That was Catherine, and she said that's the unmarked grave.
Watch.
Interesting, very interesting. Because look, hang on a minute. I don't know if I can quite get to show you. Can you see that? There's one little gravestone just tucked away
Yeah.
in the corner there, like behind all these railings.
Oh wow!
Interesting.
Her husband was the
Interesting.
Earl of Cobham.
Her husband.
Interesting.
Yeah. Laura wants to know: is there a crypt?
Lunatic.
Yes, there is. Yeah, can't get in it though.
Machine.
So what's really
Julie said-
interesting? So Amanda just put St Mary Magdalene Church, right?
Hmm.
And Dee's been talking about Brooke as a kind of family name.
You have.
Both of those connections are related to where you are right now, Andy. So the surname Brooke and St Mary's Magdalene Church are also connected to where you are. So there's some really good stuff. Well done.
Really good. I need to show you this building just behind me as well. Can you see that?
Julie,
Lick.
That archway
Yeah.
is really significant as well for some of the stuff that people come up with
okay.
over there. Some
Okay.
brilliant stuff coming out tonight.
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing. Julie says, are there cannonballs buried underground where they fell?
Hear me.
I
And
don't know.
Is there links to Yolding or Marden?
Right, Yoldin definitely, mainly because of the river. Because you can just go down the river a little
Okay.
way and you end up at Yoldin.
Industry.
John Morris. Some really old graves in this place.
Julie says, why am I getting the word superfluous?
What's that word? Superfluous. Superfluous.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious almost.
Section.
So well, that's what you get. That's a sign, isn't it?
I'm going mad. I mean, how you can think there's nothing in this stuff we do when you get words, things like that pop out straight after, like that. Oh, wow.
Roy says, tower rebuilt, any careful mate.
He's coming. Is that Jack?
Says, be
Roy,
careful, mate,
that
he's
is
coming.
brilliant with the tower rebuilt. That is absolutely relevant for this location, 100%. So yeah, I would be careful, seeing as we've validated that bit of information.
I don't think I should stand
Yeah.
underneath it. Do you think?
So Chloe says stabbing sensation on top of
Industry.
spine, base of skull.
Ah, that's interesting, actually.
Mason.
Mason.
Yeah. That
Oh,
that
wonder if
that,
is the connections to Freemasons or out like that?
I haven't seen it, but potentially.
I think they're kind of everywhere, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thirteen.
13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 12. So I'm right by 13 graves, and 13 just come out on the parapet.
Sentence.
Absolutely. Tim said there must be a connection to a convent, but also separate from that, where there is a case of women being burnt at the stake at the same time.
Now that is interesting. That's really interesting because, obviously, in the old days, there are other buildings that have been attached to this. Literally just down the road, and what would have been the original kind of estate, I guess, is now a pub, and that's where 6 witches were burnt.
Oh,
Brilliant.
Okay.
There's a plaque
James
on the plaque
says
on the
if
wall.
the tower was rebuilt, it could be. Okay. Jane says if there was a tower,
Seen you.
if the tower was rebuilt, it could be associated with stonemason. And when it said mason,
Oh,
It's
Roy
just
said
seen you.
pagans versus Saxon. Roy says pagan versus Saxon.
Don't know about that, Dan.
Red.
Julie says Thomas. Laura says I'm
Warrior.
monks or people of the cloth being targeted by Henry VIII and the reformation of the church.
You meant.
And Catherine says 13 is quite relevant.
I'm just having a little walk round to the back there to
Jane
show you
says-
what's around.
We didn't burn witches in England, we hung them.
Oh, okay. There's a plaque saying they got burnt.
Action.
Okay.
Ringwald.
Julie says Ringwald.
No, I'm not there.
Peter.
Tim says, when I speak to these 6 women being burnt at the stake, they must have been a campaign afterwards to prove their innocence.
Name Peter's just come on the parapet.
Okay.
I'm just making my
people
way.
being tied to doors.
Okay. Interesting.
Making your way where?
Well, like someone said about the fire, and I said it was really relevant. As we're coming towards the end of the show, I'm going to just walk to the bit that's going to show where the fire was, actually. So, but it's going to give it away. So, if I show this, I mean, we're going to give it away any second. So just the other side of the wall, you can see there's a boat which burnt down quite famously in the last couple of years. So that was really good that someone picked up the fire, and that's literally just the other side of that wall. So that was really good.
Pencil.
I'll make my way back.
Threat.
Chloe wants to know, are you at Aylesford Priory?
No.
No, I'm not at Aylesford Priory. Not a bad guess, though. Or not a bad pickup.
Well, considering we're right at the very end of the show, why don't you tell people where you are?
Oh, why don't I just keep him in suspense? Bye then.
Just so you know, there was one comment out of the whole lot where someone did actually say the location.
Oh, did they?
So yeah, Di put a comment saying Craig believed this location, and that was the location, but we didn't pop it up on the screen or reference it. So over to you. Go for it.
Oh, I didn't see
So-
it. Oh,
Yeah. So I'm in and around All Saints Church in Maidstone. So I'll give you, well, you've got a couple of minutes, I'll give you a proper good show round. So right behind me and next door to it is what's called the Archbishop's Palace, which is a fantastic old place. It's got cells and everything in it. So how long we got, Amy?
wow.
How long we got?
We've got a few minutes.
Right, I'll run so I can get back so I can show you.
We've got a few minutes.
Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Right, so can you see it properly?
Mm.
It's a stunning place. It really, really is. Give you a proper show around there. But some of that evidence was so good, like
it really
with
was.
Outsider.
with the cannonballs. Obviously, Civil War connections.
Okay.
I think someone got Oliver Cromwell, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
And that was really, really
Yes.
spot on for here. Brilliant, actually. And that archway that I showed you earlier,
Sally House.
that's where Oliver Cromwell mounted his horse to go on his campaign.
Okay.
And the steps are still there. So it's a real interesting place here, to be honest with you. And there's the river, just the other side.
Wow.
But that was brilliant, what you guys
There's
picked up this evening.
loads of brilliant
Many.
stuff. Absolutely
Yeah.
loads.
They're like
The
professionals.
the lightning
They're too good.
strike to the tower was brilliant, and of course
Oh,
it would have
okay.
caused a fire. But the
Yeah.
tower had a lightning strike to it, and they had to reconstruct it. That was in the 1730s.
Brilliant.
We had the name Brooke come out. So
Yeah.
George Brooke was Baron of Cobham, no doubt related to the person that Dee was talking about. And there was a massive plot where his grandson was charged with high treason against one of the kings at the time, which is where the king relevance came from earlier on when someone was saying they felt the name king. So the property was moved over. 10 bells, so 9 was very close for all of you that said 9, and they are circular and they chime in the same as Westminster. Top of the
right.
bells, there they are.
How good was that?
So yeah, ragstone, sandstone, a couple of people come up with those, which was really great. Yeah, there's some really great evidence that everyone has validated and come out with this evening. So very, very well done.
So one last time, what was the location called?
It's All Saints Church in Maidstone, which is great, which means I can get home really quickly for a cup of tea in a minute.
Absolutely. So it was All Saints Church.
Received.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did that say received?
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Right.
The Paratech just said received. Perfect.
I feel like a policeman. Received.
Well, we said police, we said constable earlier as well, didn't we? And obviously the police station
Right.
is literally a stone's throw away from this location.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really, really is. Hold on, let's just do
Absolutely.
that. So, yeah, no, that was brilliant. So it was great. Thank you,
Right.
everyone. You did brilliantly.
Great job.
After.
Yeah. So I want to say it's the end of the show, and thank you everybody for joining us. You were spot on with a lot of things that were going on. So don't forget, Trudy is not on tonight, and we'll see you next week. It might even be a special one next week, so we'll have to see. Take care. Bye, everybody.
See you later.
So, yeah, thank you. Bye.